everybody
We're back.
Yes, what's poppin' players?
What's poppin', shawties?
Let me tell you.
It's been a couple.
It has been, as the marvelous Luke Combs says, when it rains, it pours.
You have no
it's
idea.
been pouring at my house, baby.
And mine.
Pouring.
We literally haven't seen each other for like weeks. We haven't seen each other, not even just filmed. It's been.
Yes. Also, PSA, I don't even know if I used that correctly, but PSA.
Public service announcement.
We're in our warehouse today. So if you hear cars going by and all the things, it is because I am moving.
Yay!
Woo! We are moving, and that means today I had inspectors at the house, so I had to get out, so we couldn't film at my house like we usually do, so we're using the next best thing.
Yeah.
I would love to use a coffee shop, but you can't, because, there's people.
Well, we'll look into that.
I mean, awkward.
Maybe.
You'd have, all the background noise.
We're fully aware that it's loud out here.
We're fully aware that the aesthetic is ugly and that it's loud. We know.
We're self-aware.
But, whatever. Get over it.
It's okay.
We're not perfect, and this is a get what you get kind of podcast.
Yeah, this is fitting for our podcast.
So my life has been a whirlwind.
You go first.
Yeah, I'll go first. So, what's been happening? I've been busy with work. I had these weird, heart palpitation things happening. So, I had to wear a cute little heart monitor for a week. Blake kept, getting it like it was a walkie-talkie. But, can I get an order of da-da-da? I was like, please get off.
You.
And then my daughter got pneumonia. And then me and Blake both got sick. And then I was at the beach. You were at the beach.
I was at the beach while she was in the hospital. I'm literally in a record store with Ethan, and I get a text message from her, and she's like, hospital vibes.
Because you sent me a picture of her bracelet. You bought a bracelet at Love Shack Fancy, and I was like, same girl. And I sent a picture of my hospital bracelet, and she's like, I'm sorry, actually what?
I was like, okay, bro, what's
actually going on? And I was like, I'm just having heart problems. Because I'm 80 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was going on. And then we officially closed on our house. We're going to be moving. Yeah. We're building a house. So we are going to be living in a barn and a camper with 2 kids and 3 dogs. And if we can make it through this, we can make it through anything. Right now it's like a limbo stage because they're not even going to start on our barn for 7 weeks.
So why? Are they taking so
I guess
long?
because they have to order everything, so it takes a long time to come in. So can't even build the barn for another 7 weeks. We have to be out of our house September 16th, which I feel like is no time at all.
Nope.
And then for until they get the barn done, we have nowhere to live.
So that's what's been going on?
Yeah, so a little stressy. We're reaching out to people to rent. We have talked about moving in with my mother-in-law, but she has no fenced-in backyard. Her house is full of breakables. She has no animals. So I'm I really don't feel like a hurricane of 2 kids and 3 dogs is the right way to go.
Right.
So.
Absolutely.
That's where I've been.
Yeah. And I don't know. Anytime that I wasn't at the beach, she was at the beach or something was going on, like she said. And then when I wasn't on my trip, Ethan's grandfather had been in the hospital battling cancer.
Yeah,
and
so sad.
Yeah, and 4 months ago, he was fine teaching Sunday school, super healthy.
I love that. He's teaching Sunday school.
It's really
so
cute.
cute.
His name was Chip.
Which is cuter.
I know. But yeah, he lost the battle, but we did a celebration of life for him. So it was really special because he literally said when he passed away, and I want it to be like this when I get older too. He didn't want it to be a day of
it's sadness.
Yeah. He wanted it to be a celebration. He was like,
Same.
my ideal thing for my celebration of life is to have everybody I've ever loved in one room together, worshiping Jesus and just having the time of their life. And that's exactly
literally
what we
same.
did.
I want all my friends to have a party.
Yeah,
Throw it
literally
back.
same. Throw it back.
Throw
Have
it
a
back.
good time. Yeah. So
I want you to have a great time. Play my favorite twerk songs.
Yeah.
Throw a twerk out for me.
Twerkulator while there's a slideshow of pictures of me.
Yeah. Ew. I would want nothing more than all my friends to celebrate that way. So
No, literally.
I mean, get on the casket and throw a twerk. I don't mind.
Okay, guys. I'm here to speak at Megan's funeral.
Please play Back That Ass Up.
I have put a dance together from the song Torculator.
DJ,
This is for you, Megan.
please hit City Girls. Thank you. Yeah, I wouldn't mind. I'd be
City
in the
girls
castle
make 'em
like,
look like Ray J. Let me talk to 'em.
yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And then I also have one more thing. It was kind of small. Happened yesterday.
Just
a little
tiny,
thing.
not a big announcement or anything, but
Fiance.
she is engaged.
I'm wifey.
Her ring is so pretty.
It's a yellow sapphire diamond.
Yes, I love it. And now I'm like, oh, I want a yellow ring.
Yeah, and now she's gonna help me pick out my band after the podcast.
Yes.
I think you're right. I want to go with that yellow.
I think yellow make it pop.
He was wanting to make it really, really special, and he pulled it off well.
It was so cute.
It was beautiful.
The little sign and the flowers. I was like, okay.
He really did that, though.
Sorry.
But it was really special because I also thought that it was gonna be somewhere yesterday, but it wasn't where I thought it was gonna be.
Oh, wasn't?
No.
Oh.
So let me tell a little quick story about what happened yesterday.
First of all, Savannah's like, we've been talking about this for months.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, on this day, I'm going to a winery. I know I'm going to a winery because I know I'm getting engaged.
Yeah, like I had this like idea in my head, and I was keeping Megan posted. I was like, I have this weird feeling that he's gonna propose to me at this time.
Yep, she's like, should I wear this dress? And then,
But yeah, no. So it was really, really special. Adriana, I'm in the car with her. That's one of my best friends. I'm in the car with her, Brooke, and Riley, and we're going to this winery, right? And we're on the way, and Adriana looks at me, and she's like, I have to poop so bad. And I'm like, okay, like, where's the next gas station? And she's like, there's not one, like, anywhere around us, like, whatsoever. And she's like, I'm gonna poop myself. Like, I literally can't do this. She's like, we're gonna have to pull over.
I'm so dead.
And I was, like, trying not to piss my pants. So I'm, like, looking at her. I'm like, okay, well, if you pull over,
Inside, are you like,
I'm gonna get out.
You're ruining the timeline here.
No, I literally was so chill yesterday because I was just like, you know, like, if it's what I think it is, it's gonna happen. If not, like, I'm going to a winery and I'm gonna drink with my girlies. Like, it'll be all good,
and
you know?
You're cute, you're Insta ready.
Right, like, we're gonna get pictures.
I love when I go to a winery and I can see the girly pops just dressed for pictures for the winery, and I'm over there, like, bummed out.
Vibes.
Yeah, I'm in my leggings and stuff. I'm like, you do you, boo.
No,
You want me to take y'all's picture?
Oh, if it were any other time for a winery, I would have been, like, posted up like this.
Athletic wear, baby.
Literally. But, no, she was like, I'm gonna poop myself. I'm pulling over, like, whatever. So she pulls over, and she pulls over near, like, an overlook.
Uh-huh.
But, you know, like, obviously people stop to look at the view, so people are always parked in
Not
different
pulling
places.
over to poop.
Yeah, not pulling over to poop their pants. So, like...
You're like, oh, really?
Yeah,
An overlook?
like,
This is where we're
that's
going?
why I was confused. She was like, what is this over here? And I was like, it's an overlook. Like, in my head, I'm thinking, like, why is she pooping here?
Yeah, literally.
But I was like, I guess I'll get out and pee. Like, I gotta pee, so whatever. And there's a truck parked in front of us, so I can't see the overlook.
Uh-huh.
Like, I can't see it. So, but I look over and there's a ditch, and I'm like, where the heck is she gonna go to the bathroom? I'm like, she ain't about to crawl in this ditch.
Hang your butt off the side?
Literally.
Like, what?
So I'm getting out, and then Brooke and Riley get out of the car with her. And I'm like, okay, I guess we all taking a bathroom break.
Just broke.
R.I.P.
R.I.P. ring.
R.I.P. ring. I was like, I guess we're all taking a bathroom break at the exact same time. I didn't think anything of it, though. I was like, okay,
It's
whatever.
normal,
Because I couldn't see anything. We'll hold hands while we go to the bathroom.
Yeah, literally normal thing.
So then Brooke looks at me and she's like, do you have anything? Like, are you bringing your phone or, like, purse? Because you don't need it. And I was like, no, I'm going to the bathroom. Like, what do you mean? And she was like, oh, okay. Like, I was just making sure you didn't have anything in your hands. I walk around the truck, and as soon as I walk around the corner, Ethan is standing right in front of me. And I had no idea, so I obviously just start crying. Because, like, we have obviously, like, made the decision to, like, get engaged and, like, all of the things. But it was such a special, like, thought-out moment. Because that overlook... He had taken a picture and sent that overlook to me when we had first started talking, coming home from a show, and he was like, oh my god, like, this made me think of you, like, I wanted to send you this picture, like, look how beautiful.
So cute.
I remembered it as soon as I looked over. I was like, oh my God, this is the Overlook from the show that you played on New Year's Eve last year. And he was like, I know. So I was like,
I like that you already knew you were getting engaged, but you thought it was happening at the winery, and they like plot twisted you, and I like that.
They completely like caught me off guard. So, and either way, like I would have had the element of surprise at the winery because I didn't know like what he was doing or where he was gonna be. But that was like 20 times more special. Like really awesome.
That is so cute.
It was so cute. I cried really hard. I probably am getting the rest of the pictures back today.
Who took the pictures?
Hannah Payton. I don't know if you know who that is or not. I've worked with her before, but she's amazing.
They look
she's
really good. And I was like, I know someone didn't take this with an iPhone.
Techno
so
girl.
it was so cute.
You had the whole thing.
I love that. So now we're off to wedding planning.
We're gonna party.
Yeah,
I'm so excited.
All the things. Like,
yeah.
Which they've already picked their wedding.
Yeah, we already got our venue. And Megan, y'all, if y'all are getting married and y'all are thinking about hiring a DJ, don't do it.
No, so we have a turtle box. If you don't know what that is, it's like a really cool speaker, super loud, waterproof, all the things. My husband sells them here at the Trading Place gun range if you're local and you need a turtle box. But I was telling Savannah, I was like, DJs are so expensive. I think like our DJ was like $1,500 or something. Ooh, thank you. But I don't remember if it was on TikTok or Instagram, but so you can get 2 turtle boxes and they sync up together and play the same song. And I was like, you can literally get 2 turtle boxes for less than what you would pay a DJ, make your own playlist, and wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Like,
exactly.
And you get to keep them forever.
I know.
So I'm like, if you spend, I think they're like $400 or something, but I'm like $800. That's less than a DJ, and you get to keep it forever.
And you're not even just using it for that, obviously. Like she said, keep it forever.
Yeah,
you
pool
go
parties,
swimming and
camping.
play mermaids?
Yeah.
Bring your turtle box.
Bring your turtle box. Literally hit the Ariel soundtrack.
So we don't even have to book a DJ because she gave me that idea, and I was like, holy crap! Like I know y'all have a turtle box, but Ethan was like, why don't I get one and you get one?
Yeah, and you can customize them now. They're so cute that you can, have the speaker and you can change the colors.
So
and
we're gonna do that.
I think that's such a great idea.
By the way, my mom's not gonna watch this episode because she's a busy girly, but I think
Shout out, Mom.
Instead of like a gift for her, I think I'm gonna do a little speechy speech and dedicate my bouquet to her instead of doing like a bouquet to her. Love you, girl.
She'll cry for sure.
Oh, she'll so cry.
Yeah, she didn't cry the whole day anyways.
I know that. Yeah. I'm super excited.
Moms.
It's gonna be
they be crying. I'll cry.
I'm
gonna cry.
I know you'll cry.
We're gonna be crying together.
Don't do that.
And coming in like therapy.
Therapy.
Pops up the microphones. Coming live, PG podcast at Savannah's wedding. We're all crying.
Can we please stream?
And like live stream.
Get ready with me or get ready with us for
the wedding day.
That'd be kind of cool.
I literally feel like you have everything pretty much done. Or know what you're doing. Like, you know who you're using for hair and makeup. You already have your dress picked. You already went to your venue. Yeah. You have your menu. You know what you're going to do for a DJ.
We wanted it to be as us as possible. Like, kind of like how y'all were for your wedding. Like, y'all wanted it to be just like a chill, fun party.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we want. Like, we just want it to be like, we're doing pizza for food. Like, we're ordering a crap ton of pizzas, like New York style, and letting everybody pick from that. Instead of doing, like, a big traditional cake, we're literally getting a cake like this big to cut. Yeah. And then the rest is going to be, like, all of our favorite, like, little desserts.
That's what we did. We didn't buy a cake because I was like, I've never been to a wedding and ate cake because I'm always, like, hitting the dance floor so hard. I'm not coming off till they say it's time to leave.
Yeah.
So we just did a bunch of little tiny desserts, and we didn't do a cake for ourselves. We were going to, but then we were like, yeah.
No one eats the
cake.
But
I was salty though because somebody fixed our plates for us, but they didn't put any dessert on our plate, so we didn't get any dessert at our own wedding. That I was salty about.
Oh, I would have been so upset.
Yeah, I was upset about that. Also, this isn't sponsored. I wish it was, but I got this really cute workout set from Crazy Yoga. Literally,
that's so cute.
I will not buy Lululemon anymore. I've always bought from this brand. But look how soft and stretchy. So much softer than Lululemon. And my mom works at the hospital, and she was telling me, like, don't ever wear Lululemon if you have to get like an MRI or CAT scan or something like that because it has metal in it. And I was like, what? We just be walking around with metal in it all day? But anyways, I got a bunch of stuff from Crazy Yoga. I think that's how you say it, or Craze is CRZY. So soft. I have the pink. Remember when I showed you I got that pink set with the shorts?
Yeah, and it was super cute.
I never wear the shorts because they're so thick. It like gives you a roll.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got the same ones in red from this brand. Literally so soft. Way better than Lululemon. And I was like, oh.
The material of that is just like, it feels like very buttery. Like,
that's what they're...
Lulu feels the same, but like they're not true to size. And I feel like when you wear Lulu, it like suffocates.
It does the opposite. I'm like, I feel like it gives me a roll or squeezes my legs or whatever. But this is so soft. And I think this is like from their Butterluxe collection. But literally,
slay.
Less than half the price of Lulu. Way more comfortable.
Get that, girl.
Yeah. So
where's your Alani today?
I have not drank an Alani in like 3 weeks. That's because I started something new, and I think I'm gonna start selling it because I've loved it so much. Literally,
it's what you've been telling me about.
Yes. When I tell you my mood has went from this to this, skyrocket. I've been in a good mood every single day. I haven't been in my little depressy hole. I have so much energy. Like, usually when we come home from work, I'm like, all right, let's get the kids dinner, bath, bed. I'm over it. I want to get sleep. No, I haven't been like that. I've been, like, playing with the kids. When they go to the room, I spend time in their room before bed, like, reading books, playing games, tickling them, all the things. And usually I'm just like, get in the bed. You know? Go to bed. Yes. And then I loved the Rush drink so much that I bought the Ignite pills. And I take one in the morning, and then I take one, like, 30 minutes before our workout. I've been crushing the workouts.
Are you serious?
Yes, I was like, who's this girly?
You're like, she wasn't me before.
Literally, who was she? Because I would struggle in a workout or get really tired really fast. And like last week we had one that was like burpees and hang power cleans. I had bruises on my legs because I was like, that's literally so fast with the bar, pumping out the burpees, going to hit my run. I was like, oh.
Slay.
Okay.
I want to try that so bad. She's been telling me about that.
I will bring you some to try it because it literally just helped my mood and energy and focus, and I feel like I can get so much done.
That's so nice.
It's so nice. Ugh. And it's all natural, so click to that. Yeah, so I haven't drank an Alani in 3 weeks.
Honestly, hot take. Very hot take, but that's what this podcast really is.
Yeah, hot takes.
Alani's don't really give me.
They don't give me energy.
I really just like. I think
like
it's a
taste.
mind thing.
It's a routine.
Of like, oh, I'm gonna get a headache.
I just like how the Alani's taste, but I really don't feel like they give me energy. But I think my body was so used to like drinking one every day that when I stopped, I was getting headaches. Mm-hmm. But ever since I started this other stuff, I'm like, if it can be natural, and the lady that like I learned all the stuff about and bought it from, she like did a comparison of the ingredients of this and then the Alani, and I was like, ooh, yeah, I need to not be drinking those. But I do want the Witch's Brew because I love the Witch's Brew so much.
My friend brought me that. I was watching Chandler the other day, and she brought me a Witch's Brew. It was the first time I had ever tried it.
Really?
Yes. Really, really good because it has like, you think caramel apple energy drink and you're like, that's disgusting.
No, it literally tastes just like the little lollipops that you would get at Halloween time. Did you ever have those?
Yes.
There's like the caramel and it's so good.
But it's so like subtle. It's not like overdone. They're really good if you want to try that.
Yeah, it's really good. I just haven't been drinking them, but I do want the Witch's Brew. Cause
I'll bring you one for like dessert. Like a
little nightcap.
Shows up at your house. Me and Ethan were like, oh, we brought you an Alani.
I know. I was thinking about like how different like our podcast and stuff is gonna look when I'm literally living in a barn and the camper.
I'm
but
excited.
We got a new camper.
That's so exciting.
We did got a new camper. We're rocking the Brinkley. It's bigger. It's so nice on the inside. It looks like a luxe apartment. So the aesthetic will be cute for the pod. So
Love.
And the kids will be at school. Now, that's like the other thing. Like, my daughter was out of school, so I was being, like, stay-at-home mommy and boss mommy.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't able to get with Savannah because I'm like, I can't film a podcast with a 4-year-old running around.
Who needs you.
It needs me.
Yeah.
So now that she's back in school, now we can get back into the rhythm.
It was kind of sad girl hours for a moment.
It really was.
Because I was like, every single time we would try to coordinate schedules,
it wasn't working.
Because of everything that was going on with both of us.
Yeah.
She'd be like, can you film on this day? And I'm like, no. And then anytime I'd be like, okay, can you do this day? She's like, no.
No. So doctor's appointments or hospital
people
visits.
People thought I quit the podcast.
Did they really?
Yes.
I literally said on
Adriana
there, like,
and Riley, they were like, did you stop doing the podcast? I was like, no.
I said in every intro, like, Savannah's at the beach. Or,
I don't know.
She's back.
I'm like, I'm not ever leaving.
Yeah.
I'll have a baby and still be doing this podcast.
I can't wait to have a baby because I just want to hold it.
I know.
And smell it.
The podcast. Megan's like smelling my baby's head.
Smell it. We watched, we went last night to the movies and watched It Ends With Us.
How was it? Okay.
So good.
Give your opinion because I'm going to see that this week.
Okay, did you read the book?
No.
You're one of those people.
Okay. I don't enjoy, I can't get into reading.
Okay, you would with this book.
But my attention
America is on Colleen. You need to get on the train.
But I know that is the book not about, because all of my friends have read the book that are like really big readers. It's solely about domestic violence, right?
She, Cliff Notes, meets this guy on a rooftop. They fall in love, but then he starts bringing out like some abusive traits.
Yeah.
But she also has a past with this guy that she grew up with. He lived behind her house. He was homeless, and that was her first love. Mm-hmm. Well, she runs into him one night at a restaurant, and that kind of like things just start spiraling.
Because I know all of y'all have seen all this controversy.
I have not.
What?
Okay, so I've like heard that either Blake Lively was either rude on set or rude in an interview, and then some people said that that's not true. I think like she's so hot.
I love her.
She's so beautiful. There's never been a movie that I've seen that she's looked bad in. Like, she's so gorgeous. But I could see her coming off as a...
Dude, okay, you're going to be so upset. So, like, did you ever watch Gossip Girl?
Yes.
I am, like, a stan. Like, I freaking love Gossip Girl. Serena, I've always been Team Serena. Like, I think everything she wears, like... Blake Lively is
everything she wore in this movie, I was like, I need it.
Yeah,
it's so cute.
She's so perfect. So I saw all of these clips come out, and everybody's gonna know what I'm talking about. You're gonna be so upset because you love her as much as I do.
I do love her, so I'm afraid to see it.
Yeah, she was like, all of the interviews that she was in was so like, she acts like she's on like a different level than everybody else. Like people will talk to her, and it's like she's trying to be relatable. But she's not. Like being rich people relatable, and she'll like laugh about it. So like there's a bunch of clips like that. And
do you remember her? Because I thought about this last night when I was in the movie, and I was like, I know like I've heard everything, but I haven't.
Did you take Blake with you?
Yeah, I did. He loved it.
Did he really?
Yeah.
I didn't take Ethan.
But I've like heard about all the controversy, but I haven't seen anything. But I was thinking, I was like, honestly, it kind of makes sense because. You remember Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants?
Yes,
freaking iconic movie.
Yeah.
But remember how she was in that movie? Like, I'm the hot soccer girl. Like, I could see her actually being like that in real life, like knowing that she's so hot.
Yeah.
And that everybody wants to be her or look like her or know her. And she just be like, yeah, I'm Blake Lively. Okay, we're back. We had to take a quick little break. Savannah was showing me the like press about Blake Lively. I don't want to hate her, but it's almost like she's like beating around the bush on. He was so sweet and be like, this is for girls who, you know, if there's a Lily Bloom out there that can see this, and she's just like, I'm gonna wear Britney Spears dress. I'm like, I have expensive rings.
I'm gonna wear her Versace dress, or like when she's talking about Lily Bloom, like.
It's almost like she was rambling. Like
she was just like rambling, like she was just like, she's strong and she's beautiful and independent. Like she represents.
It was like she
I don't know.
Didn't think about the interview questions before she went to her press meetings, and it was almost like she was just rambling off
and like her
random words.
Are literally not about her playing, like necessarily her playing this character. The interviews are about domestic violence, and she's literally just like rambling on in these interviews. And then Justin, the guy who plays, what's his name?
Justin.
What is the guy's name? That's like the abusive character.
Ryle. Okay. Also, I'm gonna sound so dumb.
Okay.
I don't care. I cannot be the only one. I read the book a couple years ago, so it wasn't fresh on my mind. When I saw a lot of people were saying like they left a lot of stuff out of the book, but I really can't remember because it's been so long. But the entire time that I read the book, they spell his name Ryle. Mm-hmm. I thought his name was Riley, not Ryle.
You're reading it. You're like.
When I watched the movie last night, I was like, who is Ryle? And I was like, bro, don't tell me that the whole time I thought his name was Riley, and it's Ryle.
Okay, but I can see how you think that. That's not dumb, because
R-Y-L-E?
or something, people also spell their kids' names, like, kind of
weird
so
nowadays.
I might have thought that, too.
So, hopefully I'm not the only one. If I am, oh well, guess I'm done.
No shame.
Yeah. I was so annoyed last night at the movie theater, let me tell you. I don't like that they do assigned seating now.
What?
Yes, so when you go to, like, if you go to the movie theater.
Which one did you go to? Is the AMC
Athens.
Bethlehem?
No, Athens. And you buy a ticket online, you get to pick your seat. Every time I pick my seat or something, somebody's always in it, and I'm not the girl that's going to make you get up. So last night we go into the movie theater, and I was like, I know we're, like, row G all the way to the right, seat 12 and 13. So we get up there. Everyone's in, there's like a whole row of girls and they're in our seat. And I'm like, whatever, I'm not going to make you get up. Right. So we go sit down in another seat. And I look over, and like 3 rows down, there's a lady, and she was like, these are our seats. Yes, we have assigned seats. And it was 2 little old ladies. And she made the 2 little old ladies get up, and I was like,
that is so horrible.
I cannot stand people like that. I was like, seriously, like, who freaking cares? Like, just sit down somewhere. Like, right. And there's the way that she said, and she's like, these are assigned seats. Yes, we pick our tickets online. I was like,
it like a middle-aged lady talking to an older lady?
Yes. I was like, how nasty, that's Cindy. Awful. You gotta freaking sit down. So
these old ladies were so excited to eat their popcorn and watch the movie, and you just
crushed them. And so these other ladies come up, and Blake goes, we're fixing to have to move. And I was like, what? And he was like, yeah. Sure enough, these ladies are telling the other girls besides, like, you're in our seat, you have to get up. And so the lady gets up, and she's like, well, you're in my seat. And I was like, I'm so sorry, because they are in my seat. So then we have to go down there and be like, I'm so sorry. So there's like 10 people having to move right now.
Oh my God.
So as we're moving.
Was Blake like pissed that he was having to move?
No, we were all like, we're so sorry. Like, you're in our seat, and like, we have to move because we were in their seat, and like, everybody's in the wrong seat. I'm so sorry to make you move. Like, I know you're comfy and everything with your blanket. And she's like, it's okay. I'm so sorry. She's like, what happened is one girl sat in the wrong seat. Just one. And so that whole row was just totally jacked up.
Oh, yeah.
So as we're moving, and I'm telling the girl, I'm like, I'm so sorry. I hate to do this. Like, because I was just going to let you sit in my seat. But, like, they kicked us out of ours. People are going, shh, shh. I wanted to be like,
can you shut up?
I wanted to be like, pause the movie. I was so mad. Nothing makes me more mad than being shushed.
I don't like that either. That makes me
livid. I'm like, how nasty can you be? You freaking nasty Nancy's.
In a really bad mood.
Yes, I did. And Blake, after we left,
like the older ladies?
It was just people in front of us. I don't even know who it was, but they were like, shh, shh. And the lady who made the old ladies get up, she was shushing too. And I was like, listen, Cindy, you're already on my bad list, so don't start.
Yeah, like,
well, we left, and I told Blake, and I was like, I cannot believe those people were shushing us. And he's like, what? He was like, I didn't even hear that. I was like, yes. I was like, we were trying to get in our seats because everybody was messed up, and we were just like apologizing. People were shushing. And he's like, oh, if I would have heard that, I would have said something. I'm like, God, I'm glad he didn't, because it's so embarrassing when he does stuff like that. Yeah, I'm like,
does he do that?
Yes. He is not afraid to call somebody out or, like, tell them how it is.
I love that.
And I will just be like, it's okay.
Like, I'll crawl in a little hole.
Yeah. Like, if someone does something at our house, like, if he has somebody come do work for him, and, like, they don't do it right, I would just be like, oh, that's okay. Thank you. You did a great job. And I would never hire them again. No, Blake will literally send them a video of everything they did wrong and be like, I'm paying you. Do a better job next time. You're going to have to come back and fix this. I'm like, he's such a boss.
You're like,
yeah, I'm so scared. I'm like, he's like, going and put our name in at the restaurant. I'm like, ooh.
Or call and make an appointment. You're like,
yeah, I don't even like to get up and like go to the bathroom at a restaurant because it makes me nervous because I don't want anyone to
look at you.
Yeah, and like I feel I'm the same way on an airplane. I've never peed on an airplane. I've never been into the bathroom.
Okay.
I refuse.
Airplanes are different. Like I'll get up in a restaurant and I'll go to the bathroom. If I'm on an airplane,
I am holding it.
Like, regardless, like whatever you're flying, it's still a small space. Okay?
It's still small.
And you have all of these people on each rows. First of all, if I'm sitting next to somebody random, you best believe I'm not getting out of my seat.
I have held it for an entire 5-hour flight before. And Buddy's like, just get up and go to the bathroom. I'm like,
you're like, I am scared.
I'm like, are you a criminal? Yeah, I'm not going to get up. And I'm a window seat girl. I'm not sitting on the aisle because that's weird. Yeah. I want to be up against the window so I can lay my head down. And I would never get up and be like, oh, excuse me, sorry. Oh, excuse me, sorry.
Yeah,
and then walk.
I can't.
I always get nervous when we walk on the plane. I'm like, oh, I wish we were the first one because I hate walking to your seat and everyone's like,
looking at you.
I'm like, sup, shawty?
What's up?
And then you always make eye contact, so it's weird. I'm like,
no.
Hey, yeah. Blake's like, who the freak cares? I'm like, me.
I'm the same way. And I have to also have a window seat because I need some kind of brightness. It's so dark on planes. I'm like, I need to look out the window.
I won't even ask for extra snacks. I'll ask Blake. I'm like, can you ask her for another pack of them Biscoff cookies?
No, literally.
I love those things.
They're so good. Plain snacks.
So good.
So good.
Last time I was on a plane, they had these honey mustard pretzels, and I wish I remembered the brand because they were so freaking good.
Are they like a common brand?
No, it wasn't. But me and Blake were in the gas station, forgot to tell you this, and I was like, oh! And he was like, what? I was like, these honey mustard pretzel things. I was like, me and Savannah got them in Charleston. They're so good, but they hurt my stomach so bad.
Those things
oh my god.
We got like a literal bag like
they're
this
so
big
good
of honey mustard pretzels. And
but they're like pieces, which I didn't like. I want them to be
I want them to be
stick.
Like long
yeah,
sticks.
because then it's like you're eating crumbs.
But she got one thing of snacks. What did you get in the gas station before you left? Because I got the honey mustard things and then like one
I think you got beef jerky and like
beef jerky.
Pork rinds because
you got pork rinds.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but then I was like, oh my God, try one of these pretzels. And she was like, yeah, okay, like whatever. And she tried it and she was like,
We went back and bought more, and then our stomach was hurting so bad.
So bad.
And now
all we had in this camper was just all of our leftover snacks.
No.
We were in the middle of nowhere.
Literally, we had Charleston chews that the Airbnb gave us.
Complimentary.
Yeah, complimentary. They really weren't that good, but we still ate them. Hot fries, beef jerky, those honey mustard pretzels. But now every time I see them in the gas station, I'm like, I want them so bad because they're so good. I probably will buy them again. Maybe on my road trip to the beach this weekend.
Next time we go to Charleston, I think we need to
oh my gosh, I'm
plan
scared.
out restaurants this time.
When I go to Charleston, it will not be for a work trip, I'll tell you that. And I'm going to Republic.
It's going to be for my wedding. We're going to Republic.
Yes, we had everything planned out for Charleston. We had outfits. We're going to this club, Republic, because I'm obsessed with Southern Charm. I'm obsessed with Southern hospitality.
And now I am also.
I tell all my friends about it. Actually, Kyle texted me this weekend. I was like, what is that show you told me to watch? I was like, freaking Southern Charm. Thank me later. And she texted me. She's like, I'm already hooked. I was like, you are welcome.
Southern hospitality was so good.
It's so good. And we met TJ when we were there. He was so nice. He was spilling all the tea, like,
he was the best.
He was the best.
He was so awesome.
He just talked to us the whole time. And
like, he would literally be serving people. This is such a flex.
Such a flex.
He was, like, bartending, and we'd be talking to him. And then, like, honestly, the conversation would, like,
it was like talking to your friend. Like,
yeah, like, we'd stop talking. And the reason we were like, okay, like, this is cool, is because he'd go take drinks and, like, make drinks. He'd come back to us to talk.
Yeah, and be like, so what do you, like...
We were like... Oh my God,
yeah.
Is he having a good time right now?
Like, I know he's on TV, but I didn't want to treat him like, oh my God, you're on TV, because I know he gets that all the time.
We low-key were asking him, like, we were like, so how does it feel to be on a show? It was cool because because I had never seen him before, and I told him that, and he, like, laughed at me.
Yeah, he was like, you need to watch it.
Yeah, like, you don't even know, but, like, Megan was like, hey, like, I love, like, this show or whatever.
Yeah.
And she was like, it's so cute in here. And he was like, oh my God, like, thanks.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I've actually never seen it before. And then he just started laughing and he was like, well, you should watch it then.
Yeah, and he was like, what do you think about this, and this? And I would tell him, and tell him what I thought about certain people, and we chatted about that. And then he was like, what are y'all doing tonight? I was like, well, we're looking for dinner. But like, we bought outfits to specifically go to Republic, and he's like, well, what do you have? Like, show me your outfit. I need to see. Then I can tell you like where to go. Yeah. So he was super nice, and I love him for that. I'm like, now I love you even more. And then we kind of like had a relatable subject when he was like, yeah, like being on TV has been really hard for me. I've cut out alcohol. I'm like really going to the gym. I feel like I need like filler and facials and all these things. And I was like, no, I can. Yeah. He's like, once you see yourself on TV, you're like, oh my God, I need to change this, and this. And I can so relate to that because I'm not on TV. I'm just some girl in a small town, but still like doing a podcast and being on social media. Like you have a, I don't know, you have a way to,
different.
You have to portray yourself a certain way. Like, I'm trying to think how like best to explain it. Like, okay, people see me and us how we look, so I feel like when I go out, I need to look the same way that I look for podcasts and social media, because
the worst
I feel like
I
have to keep that image up of like the peachy girl, because that's what people know me.
Not that people say this, but in your head, you're like, holy crap. We were just talking about this before we filmed. I had somebody come up to me like the other day and they were like, it's so crazy like seeing you and her like in person, because we're so used to seeing her on the screen. And I was like, holy crap, like people are actually watching our stuff. And
yeah, I had somebody at Lululemon, they're like, aren't you the peachy king girl? I was like, oh my God, this is awkward because I look like Dodo.
No, it's hard because you
just feel like you have to keep that image up.
Pictures, and then in your head, you're thinking something that's not true, like, oh my God, I need to wear makeup in public because if I don't, people are going to be like, she does not look like that on camera.
Not look the same, baby.
You know?
Yeah. Because like we don't wear makeup every single freaking day, but I'm like,
we don't be wearing it during the week at all unless we're filming.
But then I feel like if I'm out at Marshall's or anywhere and someone sees me, they're like, is that the same girl? And obviously, like, it's kind of hard to miss the tattoo, so and you can't be like, oh, is it her or is it not her? Right. You see my arm, then you're like, yeah, it is her.
Exactly.
So I could like relate to him on that, and I was like, I couldn't even imagine the pressures of being on TV, because I feel like I would want to change everything about myself.
Imperfection.
Yes, and then there's a girl on there. Her name's Emmy.
I was just thinking
she has changed so much physically. I mean, don't get me wrong, she looks amazing. Like, yeah, I'd kill to have her body.
But you, like, every day.
But I feel sad for her because I know
she's like kicking her butt, trying to
be in shape, and she's obviously got fillers and stuff done to her face because she looks different.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she doesn't look like drastically different. She just had a major glow up, and you know that the glow up is because she's been working out, she's taking care of herself, and she's obviously had fillers, and her makeup looks better and all the things, which I'm not hating her for it, because like,
she's beautiful.
Who doesn't want to?
Instagram almost every day. I think she's beautiful.
I'm like, who doesn't want to glow up?
Right. Who doesn't?
I sure do, Shotty.
I want to go do Pilates.
Same. We have to do it. Well, we have 2 emails. Our first emails. Yay! I'm so freaking excited. So
we finally have something.
Yes, I am gonna read the first one.
Heck yeah!
I took a screenshot of it.
Okay.
My mother-in-law and sister-in-law gossip and humiliate me. I like for my husband to create a boundary, and where if they can't treat me with respect, then he won't be at their beck and call 24/7. I want him to have my back and prioritize me. He also will put all of our chores, dates, or time together aside. When they call, he will cancel anything we have planned to go do stuff, whatever they want. He doesn't want any drama with his family, which I get, but he doesn't realize how that affects our relationship and how it makes me feel that I'm not a priority. He also allows them to make rude comments about me and openly continues to pretend nothing is wrong. While the sister-in-law has been caught numerous times gossiping about me and him, at this point I want him to choose me and tell them if they can't respect me, then he's not coming to play family anymore. I hope I didn't make that crazy. I've been dealing with this harassment and bullying and degrading for 7.5 years, coming up on 2 years of marriage. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
I think my advice would be, one, you need to have that conversation with your husband as like, if you can't respect me enough to set that boundary in place with your family, I mean, I don't know. Like, I just think if Blake allowed his family to dog me out, that would cause a rift
between you and Blake.
Between me and Blake.
Well, that's what I was gonna say too. Like, I would be super upset with my significant other.
I would be crushed.
From the jump, they were not defending me on that.
No, not only is he allowing them to do it to him, but you're allowing that to happen to your wife.
I know.
Like, you chose her to be your wife.
Right.
You obviously love her, so he should 1000% be standing up for you. And that shouldn't even be a question. It shouldn't even be something you have to ask for. Like, hey, can you please stand up for me? Can you tell your family to stop gossiping about me?
And me and my mom have talked about this too. Like,
really?
We've literally talked about this same exact thing because, I don't know, there's something about, like, it's a blessing and a curse when men are, like, really, really sweet and some, like, aren't confrontational about certain things, especially when they're close with their mother. That can cause, like, such a rift, I feel like, at times, even in the slightest between you and your significant other. And my mom was like...
Because you don't want to tell them, like, screw your mom, because that's her mom.
And I feel like
but also, you're his wife.
Yeah, I feel like mothers and mother-in-laws, like, kind of, like, that are like that have a hard time with it, because when you get married, the grandparents, or, like, the mother-in-law and the mothers, they're a bonus to your family. Like, when you and Blake got married, y'all immediately started your own family.
Right.
And it was up to both of y'all whether y'all wanted to, or when you wanted to include
others,
y'all's parents in.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's always a really big controversial thing, especially when the man is, like, really, really sweet and doesn't want to confront his mom, or like there is an issue, like, it can cause...
I feel like my answer to that would be, like, you need to sit him down and be like, listen, this is exactly how I feel, and it's hurting my own self-esteem to hear your family, like, constantly dog me out and degrade me, and then it really hurts my feelings that you're not standing up for me. Like, I feel like I'm not important to you, or you don't care about my feelings. 100%. Like, I feel like you definitely need to have that tough conversation with him,
and like, if you, like, you know, obviously, like, care about me and love me, like, as I know that you do, you need to be in my corner, and say something and become, like,
because I know it's hard to, one, obviously stand up for yourself, for you to say something to his mom and sister, because that's really awkward. I feel like that would be his job to be like, hey, this is my wife.
Right.
Like, you can talk about me all day long, but you're not going to talk about her like that. I think he definitely needs to put his foot down and set that boundary, not only because it's just wrong in general, but for the sake of your marriage and the sake of your sanity and your self-esteem, because that would crush me, and that would, if I'm feeling crushed and I'm not good for my partner, and then if he is not willing to have that conversation, then I would say maybe marriage counseling would be my next go-to, is having someone outside of the family who's a professional, because we are not, give you advice on how to work through that.
I don't have much to, like, add on to that, honestly, because I feel the exact same way about it. Like, I know if it were me, I would feel some type of way about...
It would be uncomfortable. I wouldn't want to go to any family functions.
Like, I would also kind of feel, like, not disrespected, but, like, let down and disappointed in a way of, like, why aren't you backing me up? Because I'm in your corner. I need you to be in my corner. Yes. I know dang well if my mom was saying something, or my sister, if I had one, was saying something about my husband,
I would definitely defend my husband in a heartbeat. I would be like, I'm sorry. We're not gonna do that. I'd be like, you can have your opinions, but keep them to yourself. You're not gonna dog my husband out to me or God in front of him.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but I completely agree with Megan. I feel like if I would just have that uncomfortable conversation with him and be like, look, like, I need you in my corner. I feel some type of way about this. Yeah. It's upsetting me. And if they're not willing to do that, then I would also suggest, like,
marriage counseling for sure. Which
I know. I don't think anything is wrong with that.
I don't think anything is wrong with that, but I feel like guys are like, oh, no, I don't need marriage counseling or anything.
Well,
but like if
I don't need help.
Yeah, I don't need help. Yeah. But if this is such a big issue in your marriage and he's willing to do anything to fix it or solve it, then he'll do any. What is it? What do they say? If he wanted to, he would.
If he wanted to.
So that's where my advice would be is have that tough conversation with him, lay it all out on the table, how you feel, how you don't feel like he defends you, and if nothing works from there, then my next step would be offering marriage counseling to him, and if that doesn't work, then maybe time to sit down and like evaluate some things.
I feel like this goes along with like a podcast that we did when we had all of the guys like answer questions or whatever. But it's so sad to me how men, some, obviously not all of them, get so offended when they hear the word like help.
Yeah.
Like,
it's okay to have help.
And they don't talk about their issues. So obviously I feel like they think it's a man thing to be like, I don't need help.
Yeah.
I can figure this out on my own.
Obviously, and you could even twist it to be like, hey, like, I noticed your mom and sister like say some really tough things about you. You like, are you okay? Like, how does that make you feel? Because you know, you don't ever tell me, you don't open up to me about those things. Like, I just want to check on you, make sure you're okay.
Yeah.
You could lead with that, because it's not like coming off as like your mom and your sister are doing this, and I want you to do this and this for me. Like, if you kind of check in with him, be like, how does that make you feel? Then you could also be like, listen, I've been feeling the same way. Like, it makes me feel really uncomfortable. It makes me insecure, and it hurts my feelings. And then I would lead with that.
Yeah, just see where his head's at. Yeah. First, ask him questions, and then say how you feel.
Yeah. That advice. Okay, we have one more email. Let me pull it up on my computer.
This is so exciting.
It's so exciting.
Y'all don't be afraid to email, because this is like so exciting and fun for us. We love to talk
living my therapist dreams. Okay. Dear Not Always Peachy Pod, I hope you're all doing well. I'm writing in hopes of getting some advice on a friendship issue that's been causing me some stress. I've been a longtime follower of Peachy and would like your thoughtful insight, which, thank you. So sweet. I've been friends with someone for over a decade, but recently I feel like we're growing apart. We used to be very close, but our interests and priorities seem to have diverged significantly. Despite my efforts to maintain the connection, like making plans to catch up and reaching out regularly, I've noticed that our interactions have become more superficial and it's harder to find common ground. I'm not sure if this is just a natural phase of life or there's something I should be doing differently to bridge the gap. I want to be sensitive to my friends' needs and not come across as forcing the relationship, but I also don't want to let this drift turn into a permanent separation. What are some ways to handle a friendship that seems to be drifting apart? How can I approach my friend about this without making things awkward and uncomfortable? Thank you for the time you took to read my email, and thanks for any advice.
This is a really, really, really good question, and I can personally relate to this.
Really? Yeah, same. I can too. I have noticed as I've gotten older, friendships have drifted. When you get older, well, let me back up. So when you're younger, you have these friends that you probably met in middle school, that carried on to high school, that carried into college. You're all in the same phase of life. Correct.
And you're inseparable.
Yeah, inseparable. You're spending the night. You're doing all the things together. You literally have a friend do everything with you. Then when you get into a relationship and you become an adult and you start having your family and you're getting engaged and there's pregnancies and kids, that's where separation starts happening. That happened to me, where I was in a different phase of life. Like, I was about to have my first child. I was getting engaged, where my other friends were still young and like getting out of college and were not in that phase. Like, they were still going out and drinking, partying, and I was in a different phase of life, and it felt like I was struggling. Whoop, there was a fly. I felt like I was struggling to keep those relationships alive, and I felt like I always invested my time. Like, I had friends that lived in Savannah, Georgia, and I would leave my daughter at home and like make a drive to Savannah to go hang out with them to keep that relationship going. But then when they were home, it was never like, hey, I'm home, I want to see you. It was never reciprocated. And I felt like I literally like gave and didn't get that in return.
No.
But I also think you have friendships for every season of your life.
100%.
Like, I think you have a friend with your middle school season, your high school, your college, you're coming out of college. I think you have those phases. And then when you get older, you start making adult friendships with people who have kids, who have marriages, who are going through the same thing as you. And as I've gotten older, I've realized, like, I don't need 15 friends. If I have 5 good friends,
it's too much to keep up with.
I'm golden, sister.
Absolutely.
I am golden. So I think God puts people in your life for what season you're going through.
100%.
And so maybe y'all aren't in the same season right now, and that's okay. Sometimes friendship fizzle out,
Yes.
and it may not make sense right now, but it could be for a reason.
No, I think for a lot of like younger girls that are in high school, I feel like it feels like the end of the world for us. Like if you're going through something with your childhood best friend, you feel like if you lose them, you literally have nothing.
Yeah,
like,
which is so not true.
No, not at all. So I feel like it's important to know that it is okay. And like Megan said, like, I cannot tell you how many best friends.
Oh my gosh. And think about everyone you were like, oh my God, they're going to be my wedding.
You literally.
And they're not. They're literally not.
So many best friends, and just through different seasons of life, because I've been in so many different seasons of life. I've been not in great headspaces, and my friends at the time matched up with where I was at in life. Or when I was a kid, like you have like, you know, y'all are all like immature and like get along with the same things. I had a childhood best friend that we were like inseparable. Like I could have never seen us like to stop being friends. I remember, like, and just in my head, I remember this last conversation. We had already been growing apart. Like, we were just getting older.
And that just happened. It's like naturally.
Yeah. And I remember the last time I hung out with her, I just remember sitting there talking to her, and I was like, we literally have nothing in common. Like, literally not a dang thing. It was like we were just two completely different people. Nothing against her. You know, I'm sure she felt the exact same way, but I was like, holy crap, like, we're in two different stages of life. We are not the same person anymore. Like, you grow so much throughout a certain time. Like, you aren't upset about it anymore. When you get older, it's an understood thing between you and all of those people. Like,
and she probably feels the same way.
Yeah.
Like, if you're feeling like, okay, our interests aren't the same, our priorities are different, like, she probably feels the same way, too. And if you feel like you're always the one that's reaching out, trying to mend that relationship and, like, keep it going, I would just back off, honestly.
You can't force something to work. Like, you just gotta let it go and let it happen.
And God brings everybody into your life at a certain time. Like I said on the podcast episode, I think it's number 5 with my friend Emily, like, I had prayed for like this certain group of friends that I really wanted to be friends with because I just wanted them to like me, because they were friends with my husband's ex, and I like just didn't want people to hate me, and that was so stupid. Like, who freaking cares? If you hate me, then you hate me. You don't, like, you don't even know me.
Yeah.
If you got to know me, you probably wouldn't hate me, but like, that's just how it is. You know how girls are, like, ooh, she's the new girl in the relationship, and things get, you know, twisted and turned, and people hate you just because you're the new girl. Whatever. I cannot stand that.
No. And a couple of years ago, I feel like too, like, I cared so much about what people thought. Like,
cared so much, and it's so irrelevant. Like I said, like, I prayed for those group of friends. That group of friends did not work out, but I've been beyond blessed with a group of friends that I have now, and I couldn't even imagine my life without them. And we're all in the same place. We all are married. We have kids or getting married. And so we're all in the same place of, like, we know we can go a month without talking, but we'll literally pick up, and there's no hard feelings. It's not like, oh my God, we don't talk every single day like you do in a high school relationship with your friend. Like, you spend the night, and like, you don't have sleepovers with your friends anymore, and you don't go do all the things together, like nail appointments, because you're just trying to survive. You're just trying to literally get those things in when you can.
At you too, like, if people get mad at you or have a problem with you, like, not hanging out with them anymore, or like there's an issue there, grow up.
Yeah, like, literally grow up.
Be an adult, because that's how you know you have a good group of friends, is when it is all reciprocated. But like, sometimes you don't have time.
You don't have the time. You don't have the energy. Life freaking happens. Yeah. And when you can have friends that understand that, like, I might not be able to text her for like 2 weeks, but she's not going to be like, oh my God, are you mad at me? What's going on? No, like, I have a crazy life. She knows I have a crazy life. Yeah. She has a crazy life. And it was like,
It's
we'll
like,
get it in when we can. We will literally
I'll
text each other when we
a
can.
question, or she'll ask me a question, and it'll take 1 to 2, maybe 3 business days, but we know it's okay.
Yeah, like I have one of my best friend. I know it's going to take her 5 to 7 business days before she texts me back, and I just know that that's how she is, and I don't ever take it personally like, oh my god, she hates me or anything like that. I'm just like, see you when I see you, and that's it. And I can attest to when everyone says like 30s are the greatest year to your life. Honestly, I turned 30 last February, and it has been amazing because you literally do not care about anything, and I know everyone says that, but it's so true. I'm like, I don't give a flip. Right now, I'm trying to keep my head above water and deal with my own stuff and my own crazy freaking schedule. I don't really have time to care what anybody else thinks. And I'm also at the point in my life where I'm like, if I had rifts with other people or wanted them to like me, it doesn't really matter anymore. I just am so nice to everyone and kind of like let that down. Like, you know, when you're like, oh my god, I want to like kiss your butt because you might hate me. Now I'm just like, I don't really care.
The thing is like, this is really cheesy, but like, it helped me so much. Like, even in the slightest with this kind of stuff. Why would I want to spend, like, in high school or like even years ago, I spent so much time stressing out.
So
like,
exhausting.
I wasted some of the best years of my life just like caring about what other people thought and like wanting to be friends with all of these people, or like trying to keep up with the friends that I had that weren't really like,
which is so funny because like the girls that were popular in school that I wanted to
peaked.
The ones that I like wanted to be friends with, their life took a turn, and now they're like, oh, Megan, I'm like,
or
you don't want to give me time of day back then.
Like, they're just in the same places that they were like in high school, or like,
yeah, like nothing's changed,
not doing well. And I'm like, dude, like, I don't know.
That's why I always say the hot guy in high school is never a hot guy when he's an adult. You're like, no, things took a turn.
Not at all. But yeah, no, I just think it's super important to just like enjoy life, not care what people think, and just let go and just trust that like literally everything is gonna be okay. Do not stress about it.
No,
it's not that deep. You're gonna have 2 billion best friends, and then you're gonna finally, like, God is gonna prepare you for your friend group, because now we have like these amazing
rock solid friendships that are my 2 a.m. people that I know that I could literally call them at any time and they would drop everything to help me and my family. And so I think that if you're feeling this type of way about your relationship with your friend, just honestly, just let it go. I would slowly start backing off, and you'll know when you start slowly backing off, if they're not saying like, hey, what's going on or anything, that is your answer. It's solidified everything. Absolutely. God might be removing this person out of your life to make way for somebody new. I have prayed that so many times, like, Lord, if I have these friendships that you don't want me to be friends with anymore because they don't align with my beliefs or what you want me to do in life, then like remove them for me, because I'm so not the person that will do it myself. And he's removed so many people from my life. It's crazy, but in a good way.
Absolutely. I was looking at some of the pictures like we got back yesterday from our engagement, and it was just really cool. Like, there's a picture.
I love the one with all your friends.
I know.
It's so cute.
I was looking at it, and like even like the group of boys, like my best friends,
family.
Yeah, that is literally like my family. And then like same thing with Megan. Like, Megan came into my life out of nowhere, and it's just been like, she's like, thanks. It's been the most amazing thing, because you have friendships, and when you know, they just feel rock solid.
Yeah,
like, it's really
for
cool.
sure. We actually had this conversation yesterday on the way home from church, because we are about to build a house together. I'm really excited because the house we live in now, Blake built before we were in a relationship. So I just wanted something that feels like home and feels like us. But Blake was like, man, I just keep hearing the word faith and like trust in him. And I don't know what that means for us right now, because obviously we're super stressed out. We're having to move out in a certain amount of like a very quick timeline. And then also not knowing where we're going to go in the meantime. And stress levels are going to be high. We're living in a barn with 3 dogs and 2 kids, and we were just, talking about the land and the house and all the things, and he was just saying like how he keeps seeing the word faith and trust, and he doesn't know what that means, but he wants this property to be a place of fellowship and community where we have people over and we grow our relationships with our friends deeper because we don't have a lot of family and we only have 2 children. Like, he wanted to have more because he wanted to have a really big family, and I did not. And maybe later on down the road we'll adopt. I don't know, because that has also been put on my heart a lot. And I'm like, Lord, I don't know
really cool.
if you're putting that on my heart, but like, I can't do that right now. But just that how we also have really deep friendships with people that also don't have a big family. And I'm like, but that's a beautiful thing about it. We can make the dream family that you want of a big family with friendships, like taking trips. And if we have to do Christmases with friends or Thanksgiving with friends, like that is so powerful and so meaningful to me, more than, because you don't pick your family, but you pick your friends.
Absolutely.
And if you don't have a great family or you don't have a big, huge family, like you can create that environment with friendships, which I love.
I can't tell you how many Thanksgivings and Christmases I've had where, like, I have friends that don't have big families and they, like, don't really do anything to celebrate. And I'm like, hey, dude, we're doing Christmas. Like, come over.
Yeah,
and,
we've
like,
done the same
celebrate.
thing with our friends. And, like, as you get older, I have siblings and we're all going to go our separate ways. We're all, they're going to have their own husbands and kids one day, and wife and kids. And so your Christmas traditions that you had when you were a kid, like, they don't always stay the same, which is hard. That was like a hard pill to swallow when I was growing up. I was like, oh my gosh, like, it's not Christmas Eve where like my siblings sleep in the same bed with me or anything anymore. And now we're trying to make our own Christmas traditions. But I think building that relationship with friends and creating a family, even though they're not blood relatives, is so beautiful. Yeah, and special. And so
I think that's really cool that you guys like plan for this new home isn't just to like, oh, I want to build a home and like make it cutesy and just like live in it. Like, y'all have this vision to bring fellowship into your home. And make it a place for people to feel welcome
and safe. And like, I want our house to be the house that, our kids' friends want to come over to and hang out and whatever God leads us to do. If this is to start fellowship and community with people who don't have friends or that don't know faith, like I want our spot to be that. I like want it to be the place that I had friends that I would go over and I'm like, man, this feels like home.
Oh yeah, exactly.
And I want our house to feel like home to everyone.
Up, my mom always like, my house was always the house that everybody would come over to.
I love that.
And like everybody would call my mom, like, because she was
which is the best.
She was the one that would open up her house for like, when growing up, like I had a lot of friends that like their parents were divorced or like they were going through a lot of hardships and stuff. They didn't get to talk about that with their parents. So like whenever they would come over, my mom was the one that asked questions or the one that like cooked them meals. And
that was like, mom,
hey, what's up? Like, what's going on? And like me and Ethan have talked about that too. Like, we're moving in to our house next year, and I was like, I want this to be a place where it's like everybody knows that they're able
and you're
to
welcome
come over
anytime.
Like the door is always open. Like, we were talking about like the layout of everything that we were doing, and I was talking about how I had this vision of like this huge long table. I was like, I want the table to be big enough to where we can fit
I want 20 people at my house. Yeah.
I feel like me and you have that like
thing
in us where like we have to host.
I love hosting. Yeah. I want all the community, all the people. I want people at my house all the time. I'm like, let's go on trips together. Let's have our kids play together. And like sometimes that doesn't always work out because life happens and like I always want those things and then everyone turns out to be super busy. But that is what I want in this new house. Like, I want it to be like the more the merrier. I love having people over. I always look forward to fall because we always do like a chili cook-off or we do Christmas parties. We did a white trash party. Like, we always do theme stuff. And those are my favorite nights because all of our friends come over. We're sharing a meal together. We're dressed in something that's so wackadoodle. Yeah. And we laugh all night long. And we save like all our friends are big wine drinkers, even though I am not. But we have like big jars of wine corks that we write the date on it and what we did with that cork that night. So it'll be like chili cook-off or somebody did something funny. Like, we write it and we save every cork. So we have all these corks with memories on them. And I love it. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I love when we do stuff like this. It's so fun.
Season,
I love fall.
I am so excited. That is my favorite season. Like, I love a good Christmas, of course. But
Yeah,
like
who doesn't?
the
But fall?
chili, the soups, the
Soup
fuzzy
season.
sauce, the movies, like
Yeah.
just like
I'm
getting
ready for
cozy.
fall camping trips. I'm ready for chili cook-offs and
Y'all
pumpkins
are
and
coming
holly.
to your home,
Come on over.
and we're
Come
gonna
on.
have a
I
little
want soup. Well, I'll be making lots of soup in the camper, so come on over.
Hey, I'm gonna cook some Brunswick stew.
I'm actually kind of excited to live in the camper. I know I say that, and
That's
then
so fun.
I hope I don't like hate it because
Have,
we're
like, slumber parties in the campers.
yeah. Well, we're gonna be in a barn, so it's like it's gonna be like a big open barn area that we can live and hang out in. And Blake's like, God, I hope we still want to camp after this. I'm like, I hope so too, because we love camping.
Take 3 years off. Like,
We have a camping trip in October. We're going to Charleston, and Blake wanted it to be an adult trip, and I was like, cool. I'll ask our babysitter, and then I was like, we can't do that, and Blake was like, why? I was like, because we'll literally be living in our home that we have to take with us. So it's not like the babysitter can stay and watch the kids because they don't have anywhere to stay. He was like, oh yeah, I didn't think about that. Yeah, I'm like, we're literally taking our home with us. So yeah, that's fun.
Y'all are going to Charleston.
We are going to Charleston. We camped. Yeah, we camped there before, but we had Millie with us, so we never really gone to Charleston as like a adult trip or with friends because I've been pregnant or we've had children with us. So I'm excited. Maybe I'll make it to Republic this time.
Like, he had never been down
King Street will get ya.
And I was warning him. I was like, dude, because he's like so simple, but ever since we started dating, I think I've like converted him because he's like so into everything now. Like, he actually cares about how he dresses and stuff. So
that's how it starts.
Yeah, we were downtown Charleston when me and him went to go book our wedding venue, and every single store, like, he did not even give me time to breathe because any man store he went into, like, he was like, oh, let's go in here. I don't know how much money he dropped, but like he
went on a little shopping spree,
outfit, and he was like, "I want."
But boys can do that because we shop all the time and they never shop. So it's like they literally get what they're gonna wear for the next 5 years in one day.
100%.
And we don't do that.
We're like,
I still haven't even worn the shirt that I bought in Charleston, the one with the big mouth on it. I still haven't even worn it.
Oh my God, I've worn
Summer's almost over.
In Charleston, I haven't worn it since.
I haven't worn it since. I don't know. I need to wear it. Every time I try to wear it, it's like on a day that it would be cute. I didn't even get the leopard skirt. I'm so mad at myself, but it's okay. I can order one on Amazon or something. Yeah. But yeah, I think that sums up our episode. Hopefully we gave good advice. And I think
that was a really good episode. I kind of like when we have these laid back podcast episodes where we can just like chill.
Talk about all the things.
Talk about all the things going on in the world right now and just kind of like, chill.